I believe that some things, I believe that some things should remain exclusive. I do
You have all of the something they bought you. Yes, Goodie!
Wow, I sound like a newscaster. Welcome back
Right.
to another episode of the Goodie podcast.
News at 5?
News at 5. Goodie News at 5. Whoa.
Hi, good afternoon, good day, good morning, good night, whenever you're listening. Welcome back to the Goodgal
Welcome back.
podcast.
How have you been, my love?
I'm okay. How have you been?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little razzle-dazzle.
A little razzle-dazzle, you know. Sip my Helago. I promise you we have class. It's just that I keep forgetting to put them in the because we are drinking them with ice. Because you can hear the ice. But I just keep forgetting.
We know how to drink wine. I promise.
To chill the wine, so that's why this keeps happening.
I promise we know how to drink wine and wine etiquette.
But yeah, you know. But yeah, so I've been living. This week has been a week. Like I feel like everything has been like every area of my life has just been like coming at me this week. I don't know what going. But you know them say usually when this happens.
Right, a breakthrough is on the horizon. Yeah. Well, I've been working for the through for some time now. So you know I'm just here.
But they won't break your soul. Amen.
All right.
We attended the carnival festivities last week, which was hot. And yeah, it was like the good girls were out, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
We dive in short order.
Anyways, jumping right into the
Goodie of the week.
Goodie of the week.
This Goodie of the week, this one's special, is the marketing team from South Avenue Grill. You guys cleared an influencer who was trying
to put them foot in it.
Yeah, literally.
Angle it.
Like, really go on with themselves.
Very tastefully done, I would say.
Very tastefully done. So let's actually play the clip.
Looking for a masterclass in classes?
You mean her? Okay.
Service, and South Avenue Grill is your place. My first and last visit to celebrate my birthday was a complete disaster. From being completely ignored to be seated. Miss Queen Deja, you stated you were completely ignored upon entering the restaurant. Yet, here you are, being seated within 1 minute of arrival.
Okay, it's way too long for me to play.
Absolutely. I don't want to see them as a girl.
No, it's way too long for me to play all of it. I just wanted you to hear her. So the first voice that you heard was Deja, Queen Deja, who was an influencer.
That's her
TikTok.
Oh, Queen.
I don't know if she was an influencer or she just reviewing the restaurants. I don't know if she was an influencer because I've never seen her before anything. I saw the video. I saw her video reviewing South Avenue come up on my For You page. I did see the original video.
Oh, okay.
And I did think it was a little bit weird because of something she said in the video. She actually said that they turned off the lights on her, and I was like, I don't think a restaurant has ever done that. They'll more wait on you, right? So I'm like, I don't think that's true. But so that was the one I remember seeing it and thinking that I didn't know it would blow up to this, right? So when I saw the reply, what they did, they replied with, because they have cameras all over the restaurant, they replied with footage and timestamps. Like there were timestamps with, so the marketing person went ahead, got the footage, clipped the parts that were important from that night, edited it. You know how much work this took?
But you know how much damage she want to do?
Damage she could have done to their business.
Okay.
That's true. What are your thoughts?
Wow. I'm a little shocked, I won't lie, because kudos to South Avenue Grill for really clapping back tastefully. Because sometimes people clap back and it's not tastefully done, and so it just really takes away from the key message here. The key message is, I don't really wake up and just life for fun. Like, and I always like I know somebody who has done that before, like a pathological liar, and I'm just like, what's the reason? Like, what do you get? Thank you. What do you get out of doing something like this? Like, and I just can't understand. Maybe because I feel like I'm mentally stable. But what
you are?
Yeah.
As your friend, you are.
What do you get from literally lying unprovoked, and to that extent of lying unprovoked? I want to know if somebody paid you. to do this. I want to know if you really have a personal vendor, because it can't just be that you woke up and chose violence. Like, honestly,
I think you're idle, Queen Deja. Let me tell you why, right? I think you're idle because, first of all, I don't understand if it's a bozo or one of them new restaurants. No, I don't understand if it's a new restaurant and you wanted to like be in the know or in the top. So haven't you been there? That like I went there for my grade.
It's a stepping yes.
My grade whatever graduation, probably high school graduation, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just don't get it, right? So and then I personally hate when brands clap back. But this I realize I don't hate when brands clap back. This made me realize, because as somebody who is in the marketing field, I don't dislike when brands clap back. I dislike when they do it distastefully. And they make themselves, or they're arguing with the customer.
Right.
This was based in fact.
Yes.
They had the video footage. They had the timestamps. They had videos of the waiters. By the way, she said the lights were locked up on her. That couldn't be true because they were.
Oh, should I take the picture of them?
No, it's not that. Not even how should I take the picture of them. They were waiting outside on her.
Right.
Like they were because there's a staff. The thing is, a lot of restaurants don't have that, and she wouldn't have known that when she's telling the lie. There's a staff bus that takes them to wherever they live or they're the nearest point at night. So the staff was literally waiting on the waitress who was assisting her. So you were clearly lying, and the recording show you're leaving the restaurant after the staff. So you just make yourself look fool for no reason.
I don't get it.
She deleted her TikTok.
Absolutely.
She have to.
So my thing is also like.
You're not saying that I never see me again.
What? But you're not a liar. But then my thing is also, I think, because, you know, of course, TikTok is a platform for people to look at review at a restaurant. Also, I have very strong feelings about owning the review thing, because I'm not really sure the categories make sense sometimes when I do look at TikTok reviews. And first of all, as a foodie and not a box foodie, not somebody who eat box food and feel like I don't know about food, like I actually explore other cultures through food. Anyways, leaving it alone. I'm saying that like these TikTokers are doing a lot of reviews.
Yeah.
And so what she's possibly trying to do is find the quickest way to get some virality through her little video. Right. And I'm just like, because of course negativity will spread like wildfire.
Spread faster than something positive would. Yep.
Correct. Yep. I saw her motive, but it didn't work out for her favor, baby girl.
She chose the wrong marketing representative.
Yeah.
She chose
the wrong restaurant.
Social media,
the wrong
PR.
Restaurant.
She just you chose the wrong thing, baby. Because them have camera, they have timestamp on them
at the time that did there.
And you know, let me tell you something. That's probably over 4 or 5 hours of footage that they went through.
Yeah.
Just to kind of take their section. Clip this, clip your voice, say this, say that. Cleared.
And then it's also the professional tone and way. I just like
for me. You know what it is? I think, as you said, those influencers or those persons who are reviewing restaurants, you guys need to be careful about how you're spreading propaganda, because guess what? You could have let people not want to go to that wrong review, could have let people not want to go to the restaurant. People saying bad experience and led to other liars like yourself saying things.
But she never said one good thing in another video.
She never said one good thing.
But that's why it's
off. That's why it wasn't off, right?
No good bona place there. Oh, you stand so long. You never leave. Why? Why you never leave though?
No. And how they've been business so long. That's always my thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I said if it was a new restaurant, it would be easier for me to take her.
Right.
So I was like, you had this horrible experience from start to finish.
But that's not how you review a whole restaurant either. Like, there's so many categories that you have to consider in a full review.
But I think that's what I'm saying. I think when it comes to the influencers or people who are reviewing outside of, not even influencers,
right?
So last year just recording.
Yeah, that's fine.
You guys are affecting businesses and not knowing. So it's like, you need to be careful. And also, these people work at these places. You're possibly affecting people's
livelihoods,
their livelihoods, this is their companies. And also, people are going to stop wanting to record in them restaurants.
Them so start banning for you. I'm not going to lie to you, because I also feel, even me, you know, I don't do food reviews, obviously, or restaurant reviews, but I do obviously enjoy going out to eat, which is something I like to do. New restaurants, blah, blah, blah. My rule of thumb is whenever there's a new restaurant, I actually don't go there as soon as I open.
I don't want to go there.
I do wait about 3 to 4 months until they're settled, because what I realize is that they do need time. They need time.
They need time, right?
We did go to bar probably like maybe 1 or 2 months after them open, and I still had a very not so great experience. And then I went back again, and it was just like great, because obviously but maybe would have maybe taken the recommendations, suggestions, all of that. But I want to give people a fair chance. I don't want to come and back or have a incorrect perception of your business, because it's you are just starting out like anything else.
And I think with anything, because it's like, do you guys realize how much negative comments? I was even thinking about it in relation to our podcast. Season 1,
wow, shakes.
Our audio was awful. Our lighting was
not to
bad.
mention our COVID sessions.
The COVID ones where
how would delete those things?
Like those were awful, and we put down like a frame on it. The camera quality bad.
Shema kill me. No, me Shema kill me. Yeah, man. She and all.
No, like. Just leave yourself and was shadowing. So it's like if somebody was just like, oh, this podcast is foolishness, and just did a whole, if we were in the TikTok era where people were just reviewing things and
then get a do have no sense.
Do have no sense. Like,
I mean, we're probably not a sense. I want everybody cup of tea, but I mean, goddamn.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, fine if it's like not for you, but it's the harshness and it felt personal.
It felt very personal,
like,
because it started with just
it was,
you know,
just so
come
personal.
out like she did sit down and she make a script and she repeat and she record it. All right, what time now? Ma'am,
relax.
You know, but if I enjoy like a birthday, can you spend time after this?
Wickedness never yet prosper.
I thought that is true.
Wickedness never yet prosper.
That's true.
People always say like wicked people will know. I feel like they've never yet prospered.
If they do prosper, it's not for long.
It's not for long.
And it's
always
not
catch
for
up
long.
with
It's
you.
not
So
for
it's
long.
like I feel like for me, I can tell them serious like the company Beyonce's
She
in
said-
it and be like,
No, I should. Me the shop, me not like me the shop.
you have a
Say,
problem.
oh, you do that?
You can imagine she got work on one day. Mister, can you imagine them see them co-worker?
Wow, Queen Deja, you that? Anyway, first of all, anybody would look a queen or princess in that them names,
We
you know.
drink
It's like,
Helago and we mind my business.
straight.
Because that's like I don't understand. Anyways, moving on. So that's
sorry, you know, so now she's lying.
No, like
She's but her life study.
like I don't
She
see
creates her
why
own line, though.
create a whole narrative. But you know what? I think a lot of times people believe the
She
lies
never
that
gonna
them
give
tell
you her birthday. Think she vex?
Maybe. But I feel like a lot of times people believe the lies that them tell themselves.
I know somebody
they
like
lie
that.
to themselves
I know somebody
and
like
they
that.
believe the lies. And like you're there,
And you're
were there
sitting
with
down
them
there
and
like-
you're experiencing it with them
You're
and you're
just
like,
no man,
no, it didn't go like that.
swear
And they're
God.
telling the story to somebody
Swear
you're
like,
like,
and you're just like,
it didn't go like that.
it's shocked.
Like I was there with you, boo.
No.
It didn't go like that. Like
But it's a deeper thing.
it's a deeper
You know, I always think everything's a deeper thing.
No, it definitely is. So South Avenue, big up yourself. You are the goodie of the week because that was
It was well tastefully
tier.
done. Anybody
Tasteful.
else take notes.
take notes.
That's
And
how you
other
drag a
brands-
girl
other
professionally.
brands, if you want to, you need to come with the receipts and all
Right,
of that.
professional.
And professional. And this is also showing businesses to keep track of anything because
Yeah.
any potential person can
So what should they say the girl
business.
the waitress I'll jump on her eye and them something.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. So
Sorry, cause she
keep
extreme.
keep track of what you can. Anyways, moving on to the hot topic.
Topics.
So this week's hot topic is asking, is inclusivity always good?
Mm-hmm.
So this actually sparked, we were having a back and forth on whether we should talk about this or not. Jody's like, no, and I'm like, yeah.
It's just the approach. The angle is
approach,
what
the
is
angle.
important to me. Yeah.
So let me make sure what or what's the angle triangle it? So
Please.
let me make sure. So Carnival happened.
Mm-hmm.
And for a lot of people it was not that great an experience. And as somebody I've jumped Carnival since I was like 14, 15. Yeah, we did outside. First bad. My mother used to jump every carnival, so it's it's normal for us. I think I did 1 year at Kiddies Carnival. But yeah, so Carnival happened and it was not a great experience for some people.
Mm-hmm.
So and a lot of people were sharing their sentiments and their thoughts on social media why they think it wasn't a great experience. And I saw actually two persons. One person, it was her first time jumping, and the second person, it was she's always jumped, right? And she said that
that's two good perspectives.
Yeah. And they were basically they thought that they were trying to be too inclusive, which was an interesting take for me. So that it led me to think about inclusivity and all of that. And yeah, because before it was you had two options: front line, back line.
Right.
Choose. right? Which one you want? But then people were kind of complaining that, it's not inclusive enough for body types and all of that. So what they started to do is you have front line, back line, but in the front line you have super front line where it's a wire bra. Other front line where it's just a regular bra.
Right.
Then you have the one where you can add a mesh to cover your stomach. And so the whole wide range of things made it, I think, hard for a lot of the carnival bands to deliver on what they were supposed to.
Correct.
So then it led to the greater thinking of like inclusivity in other areas. So Carnival kind of sparked the thought, and based on what those two influencers said, and I was like, okay, this is a good topic. So firstly, we need to say, okay, what is inclusivity? So inclusivity means making sure everyone feels welcomed, valued, and respected no matter who they are or where they are from.
Okay.
So inclusivity is always a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not taking away from that point.
Not taking away from that point. Inclusivity is always a good thing. But do you think for you though, do you think something should remain exclusive? Which is opposite. Like
right.
Let me actually look up the definition of exclusive while you tell me
not for you. Wait, what was that party's tagline one time? Is it Frenchman or French Connection? Not for you, not for everyone, or something like. There was a party slogan like that. Anyways, I agree that inclusivity. Well, woof, Jody, inclusivity. Whoa, yeah, is important. I feel as though I will always be also for exclusive things, because I feel like, I don't know, there's this level of, I want to say, premiumness that comes with exclusivity, and sometimes I feel like you should have an opportunity to experience premium things.
Yeah.
And if it's super accessible to everyone, it may not be. Well, once it is that it's with being exclusive, become less inclusive.
Yeah.
And I think in that regard, then I am for it. I'm for both. That's what I'm saying. Like, you want to have a taste of both worlds. You want to be able to be included in something. Because exclusive to me, inclusive to me, baby, exclusive to you.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
True.
So right now where I'm in life, I can't do a first class flight. I'm also not doing a first class flight to Florida. Sorry. It's all 145. But I feel like when I reach that level,
but to some people, that's nothing.
It's nothing. You get what I'm saying? That
just like 800 is like.
They're also just like first class or nothing.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't know. I'm for both. I really am for both, and I feel like both is relevant.
I'm gonna shock you.
Okay. What's new?
I believe that some things. I believe that some things should remain exclusive. I do believe that. Let me tell you why, right? As a person who, like, I won't say, like, I think that I'm just thinking about, like, the girls. Let me tell you, bring it back to the girls, because I love the girls. I remember the girls that I used to look up to, right? When I was growing up in high school, when I was young and, like, in seventh grade or 7th grade or first form or whatever, and I used to see the girls sit. Sorry.
I have something to add.
I used to see the girls, and I had my parties, they had theirs. I had my clothes, they had theirs. But I knew that when I got to their age, it was something to aspire to
be.
So it was like, there was a level of exclusiveness to them, because it's like, me and them weren't shopping from no freaking Shein. I didn't know where those girls got their clothes. I was getting my clothes from Rave and Aeropostale.
Those girls were Wet Seal.
Those girls were shopping from someplace. I didn't know. Like, they were going probably the Papayas, the things that I wasn't exposed to at the time. Right? So it was like, there's something to look forward to, right? And then to me, when you work hard, now let's take out even socialness out of it, right? When you work hard and you all of that, and you put yourself into you work for a certain level, right? It gives you something to look forward to. Now, don't get me wrong, exclusivity and discrimination is two different things. Because it's like, you shouldn't be discriminating any form of prejudice, any form of homophobia, anything like that to not give somebody. But I'm talking about exclusivity, like some things you just have to be at a certain level to get. So it's
work towards,
like me, like, I want to be able to just only afford first class. And realistically, everything. If we love to think about like the world as this big inclusive place. It's just not.
It's not.
It's not. There's a reason why you have a boss.
But then, to be honest with you, what I will also add is something that I've also noticed as well. Now that you've started talking, did you know that social media has removed exclusiveness?
Yes.
That's
a good point.
That's a
good point.
It has removed exclusiveness. So even when you talk about celebrities,
yeah, anybody can be a celebrity now.
No, it's also like you have so much. You have easy access to the celebrity to be typing all sorts of nonsense.
Yeah.
To say, boy, you know, see your big toe steer real bad.
Yeah.
Before you have to read it, look at Cosmopolitan or whatever, and look for see the picture of them with the paparazzi and say, ooh, she got this, so that she got Abdina that night there in LA. No, you're seeing everything. It's so much more inclusive.
And you know what? The celebrities who were exclusive and then just started talking, like for example, Jada and Will. We love them exclusive. We didn't know everybody wanted a relationship like Jada and Will till them start telling about their relationship, and then we never wanted.
You know who remains exclusive to this point?
Queen.
A mystery.
Queen.
Absolutely.
Beyonce.
Release about what?
Really, she'll make an album that it's like happening in the times. Her and but we don't know what's happening in their everyday life. We'll probably catch a one paparazzi picture every now and again. They don't go to certain places. They're not at a club. We don't know. Like, you get what I'm saying?
She don't even go to her own party that she threw.
And she's so loved.
Right.
She's so loved.
So you do not lose that level of appreciation from people by being exclusive.
And I think it's something you need to take in your life. It's not just you can't just outside and everywhere. I think certain things lose their aura when they become when they become too inclusive.
Let me tell you something.
So like Cleopatra is one example of that. So the movie Cleopatra is coming out, right? And she's currently being casted as a darker skinned person, which has caused an uproar in the Egyptian community or people from Egyptian descent. Now, yes, we know that Egyptians are melanated of some sort, but they're not dark-skinned black like how me and you would be, or like, you know what I mean, as what we call a traditional black woman. No, I get that. I get their uproar because it's like, if you cast freaking Princess and the Frog with Princess Tiana,
remember,
and she's Indian, I'd be vexed.
Correct. Or Jasmine as a white girl.
Jasmine as a white girl, it's like, I'd be vexed. They need to be of, you understand? So I get it, like, and then that's a part of
being inclusive.
So it's like, some things are.
But I mean, for the cast Jamaicans for Jamaican rule. But I digress.
Right? Hello, Bob Marley. Like, so that's even that. Like, and I think inclusivity caused that. Like, I was on the Fix and I talked about that. That like Bob Marley was being casted as a British, and I'm like, Jamaica have 3.8 million people. Look how many people in acting school. Go to Edna Manley. But
there are also Jamaicans that are acting overseas. Yeah, they don't get Jamaican roles.
Remember that guy that we talk about that was casted in the Hulu documentary? He doesn't look like Bob Marley. But I'm just saying, you have people who are doing things, or people in the space who are of Jamaican descent. Even if them, like just as said, there were so many options, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and then that's a part of the inclusivity train. So there are aspects of it that I don't necessarily agree with. And then with the whole inclusivity, because everybody's trying to be woke and trying to be inclusive, you have forced inclusivity.
Agreed.
Like, I'm not homophobic in any way, but Lord, and every series we need a gay character.
But I look at cartoon them when people watch. That's crazy, man.
Why every series we need a gay character?
That's crazy, man.
Like, honestly, there's some series where like it makes sense. Like you make the show. Like Modern Family. Cam and freaking
it wouldn't be without.
Cam and Mitch made the show.
Yeah.
Like, they were needed. But there's some series you watch and it's like, because it's like, it's almost like, even if you want to be inclusive, you're not doing it
forced to be.
It's like you're dropping it in.
You feel like you're forced to be?
Because it needs to be. Yeah, because it's like, instead of taking the time, writing the script and doing it in a natural and organic way that it would naturally happen in life.
Sometimes you feel like it's forced.
You feel like you just force it in for no reason, just to be inclusive.
I see your point.
So it's like, there's some things that you don't necessarily, it's not everything.
I don't think so as well.
Gay character, or even there's some shows that like, you can't just have white people. Like for me personally, I'm tired of seeing the black girl best friend. If you're not going to give her a real role, Why does she has always to be the white girl's
And
best
to be
friend?
honest with you, sometimes
And then the
they're mostly the
personality
villain,
traits,
because
and then the personality traits that she displays
That's
as like, the
usually
white girl's
bitchy.
best friend, it's not just bitchy. It's just like it's just not how
It's
a black
also
girl would be.
no, it's also like a follower. It's usually a follower.
And honestly, that's not the black girls I know. They're not like every black girl think them a star.
Right.
So it's always weird to watch the show them and see the black girl best friend
Agreed.
acting so whatever.
Ditzy or like
even when I watch a Vampire Diaries, right? And I'm like, Bonnie was one of my favorite characters, and she was just like Elena's best friend. I'm like, no black girl witch would be following up this white girl. She'd be like, bye, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just never really. I don't know. It's like be inclusive,
but do it right.
Do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Like do it justice.
Yeah.
Do it in the correct way that is like natural and organic or all of that. Like
I agree.
Yeah, suppose one day them just say, oh, we're gonna turn the entire plane into first class. Then why would I need to buy first class tickets? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you get me?
What's the difference?
What's
the benefits of this? Yeah.
I don't see the difference.
I get what you're saying. I guess that's why people have like
Even
cabanas.
workplace too. No, but workplace is like that too, because it's like you'll be in the workplace and then just we need to hire. Like I've heard people do that. Like I watched a documentary once about this company that went under, big company, and they basically the HR person was saying that they said, like, for example, in each department they needed to have 2 black people. And the thing is, I understand it when it's, for example, like a writer's room. When you're writing about, so I think there are certain jobs where you need that. Like you need to say, okay, we need to have 2 black people, we need to have 2 Indian people, because we're writing, like in a writer's room or something, or people that you're marketing to. If I'm marketing to a Jamaican, but I'm an all-white company, I need to have Jamaicans in the room, right? Because they understand Jamaicans. But for example, this company, it was just a requirement. So it wasn't based on skill sets or anything. It's like
you check in a box.
It's like a check in a box. Like we need to hire a black, a Indian, a Chinese, and it was just like, even if like somebody was better qualified or whatever, it would be like, oh no.
And you want to know that you would have earned any position in an organization based on your full qualifications. Not because you're checking a black box. It's like when they used to hire women back in the day just to check a box.
Just to say I hired a woman. And then to me, when you have that attitude, it's like you're not being inclusive. You're actually just checking a box.
And people will know that you're just checking a box, and they will still treat them badly.
And you make me feel like that.
They will still treat them badly.
And you're making me feel like that in your organization.
Yeah.
So it's like,
what's the point?
What's the point? Because it's like, it's better you did exclude me, and whatever, it's better you did exclude me, and then me know say this is your thing,
right?
This is my thing, instead of having me here and making me feel like
agreed.
Myself.
Yeah.
So for me, like, how do you think inclusivity can be done properly? What are some ways?
I think that it just needs to be a very, what do you call it, honest act. I feel like it has organic. To be honest and organic. Like it has to not be forced.
Yeah.
I think that's a major. It's not forced, and it's not like you're just checking a box just to be inclusive. Like you really see a need for it.
Yeah.
And it's really thought through with proper research as well.
Yeah.
And it's not just you just dashing in some inclusivity for that.
Yeah. So it's like, I think I like that you said research, because a lot of times, like, I think market research and whatever you're doing, whether it's your social media engagement or whatever, if you realize that you have a core black audience or whatever, like if you're appealing to that core white audience, whatever, if you're appealing to that, fine, and whatever. But it's like, I think when it comes to inclusivity, it's like doing it in an organic way where it would happen in real life.
Yeah.
Whether it's and then I think I know we live in an era where it's like everything needs to be inclusive, but I don't think so. I think there's some things that can be premium and
still remain exclusive,
and still be respectful to everyone. Because I think a lot of times when people hear exclusive, they think that it's, again, prejudice,
right?
Which is two different things.
Yeah,
you have people who are prejudiced, but that is a separate thing from.
That's a separate conversation.
Yeah, from exclusivity to me. There's some things that to me you should be like. You should be able to, like, I shouldn't be able to just go to any, go on go rent a private jet. You need to get some or buy a private jet. You need to get some billions of dollars and all of that to get that. So it gives me something to work towards.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So,
I see your point. Yeah.
So moving on to the listener question.
Listener letters.
Do you still think 2023 would be a great year based on everything happening? Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think you determine that though. No?
I am not, when I tell you that I'm in this very no matter what's happening, like this week was a week. I cried this week multiple times, like this week was so hard.
Yeah.
And no matter what's happening, I just know who's in charge. Like I know God has my back, and I think it's just to have faith in His plan and everything that is happening.
Agreed.
Because I just always feel like whenever I go through enough things, I say, all right, yeah, man, round the corner, Satan see it. Me in the spiritual realm. Him in the spiritual realm. Him see it. So he might try, distract me.
Yeah.
So I think you have to wait. No matter what happened the day before, I think you have to wake up every day and be positive and believe that
it will work out.
It will work out. You just have to trust me. If I don't do that, I will go crazy. Personally.
And I think I should do more of that because I've been very anxious. And so, it's just trying to reel that in.
Yeah.
The overthinking and the how am I gonna do this or how this is gonna work out, and just kind of like, if it will work out, it will work out. If it isn't, then whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's about finding peace in knowing that I'm not in control.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes rejection is protection.
And redirection.
Yeah. So sometimes it's like,
gotcha.
Don't. Sometimes it's like you get redirected and you're like, God, but I wanted that.
I'll never did for you.
It wasn't for you. And trust me, sometimes it's like it comes around like 360 that you realize and you're like,
in retrospect, you're just like, thank God.
Yeah.
God, trust me, I've seen it. I've seen some jobs as well as I probably wanted. And I'm just like, but the person that role is always open.
Yeah.
I never for me.
And you're like, that job wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And even when you think about even past relations, there's some guys that I was with that I wanted to marry. And I'm like, whew, child, thank you, God. You know when you get older, you look back and you realize, and you say, why did I want that?
Yeah. Well, you get run a different place.
Yeah. So it's like some things,
I mean, there's a lot going on in the world, and I think that's why probably the question was posed, because there is a lot going on and a lot in a negative way. And so it is really difficult to push through such difficult space, because I feel like there is just too much bad in the world going on, and it's quite a challenge.
Yeah. You know what I do personally? It's sound away, but like I have to do for my sanity. I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's super important, it will reach to me. Like I'm on social media, so I'll see naturally clips or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not like religiously keeping up and watching the news. Like unless it's something to do, like I will read because of the field I'm in marketing. So I'll read like the marketing, like anything marketing related. I have an alert that sends me that on Google and anything like that. I get the articles. But outside of that, like I can't, like, you know what I mean? There's so much going on that I feel like it's too much. It's too much, and it literally makes me feel sad.
Information overload. And I think that happened to me a lot during COVID when they were doing the updates and everything.
I didn't just turn off my COVID
it
updates.
Was really,
I muted a lot of...
It was a lot, because remember, so you had no real distraction per se. So it was a lot of, like, overconsumption. And it led to a lot of...
toll, and then say 3 died today, 4 died today.
Yeah.
So, Jesus,
how many recovered, how many tested, and you just say, I'm next, bro.
Yeah, like...
That was a time, not lie. Them time my anxiety to the roof.
Yeah.
But...
there's a lot going on, but I think you have to just be kind of like...
You have to curate your space.
You have to curate your space and make sure that, like... you have to kind of...
Yes.
It will drive you crazy.
I think so too.
It will drive you crazy.
I mean, generally speaking, on a daily basis, it will drive you crazy. So I mean,
yeah, like, so I have to keep the belief that this year is gonna be an amazing year filled with happiness, love, laughter. And I know it sounds very fairy tale, delusional, but I have to stay.
You have to be delusional sometimes.
Yeah, I have to. In that area of my life, I have to have hope. I have to have faith, and I have to just be trusting and not worrying and trusting that there's somebody, which is God, working it out, stepping before I even step. So anything I step into is like, okay, God. And anything I get changed around, God is redirecting my steps. Like, yeah, I have to just, because I'll go crazy. So that's my answer. It's going to be a good year, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A great year.
Great year. Amen. So on that note, this was the end of the episode, and thank you for listening.
Bye.